I'm hitting the Appalachian Trail at Winding Stair Gap, heading north. Here I go. Wobbly. All right. Well, I have a little bit of a level section I can talk, and I'm finally far enough away from the road coming out of Winding Stair Gap that you shouldn't be too distracted by road noise. So, it is Easter weekend. I need to count. I have been on trail for Easters for many years in a row now. So this trip, I've got 4 days. My car is parked at the NOC, 27.5 miles north of here. I may not make it that far. We shall see. And I want to document. I've actually been really nervous about this hike. I always get a little nervous, but I feel like I've been more nervous than usual. So I'm going to document that now in case something happens and I get to go back and say, all right, Denny, trust your gut. But I don't want to trust anxiety. So if what I was having was anxiety because I haven't hiked since October and it's April, then I just will get out here and sweat through the hard and I will be fine. But I don't have a full agenda as far as how many miles I'm going to go each day, each night, because I know I can bail out early if I need to. So, anyway, here's to a good Easter weekend with me in the trail and some peace and quiet and some introspection. Alright, so this is a little campsite by something called Moore Creek. I had good water down there. I just grabbed myself another liter since I have about 4 miles to go before there's more water. So, fill up. Had a snack, and now we keep going. Most of this first 4 or 5 miles out of Winding Stair Gap is a steady uphill. It's not like horribly bad, but it's a long. There's a sign to Moore Creek. Kind of a long elevation gain to Siler, and if the weather is still nice, I will definitely head up there to see the 360-degree views. Alright, interesting name. And it's down low for those, well, you get the point. Actually, there's a little campsite here. I need to go this way. Up, up, up. Gradual up. Alright, this is Panther Gap. We have a nice fire ring, some camping spots. This would be a good hammock spot. It is like 11:15ish, so I'm gonna just sit down, catch my breath for a minute, and then keep going. Alright, I made it to the junction for Siler. It goes all the way up there, and I'm debating on dropping my pack and going to see it versus bringing my pack and camping up there. I have heard there is some trees to camp at. Decision time. Alright, I made it to the top of Siler. It's beautiful. But it is very buggy. Lots of gnats biting me. But it is 360. My stuff. I dropped my pack about halfway down where I'll camp tonight. It has a view, about a 180 view. But I might be in my bug net all night. Alright, I think I actually forgot to take a video of that little campsite halfway up to Siler Bald. I was gonna camp there, but the bugs were just driving me crazy, so probably would have been okay once I got in my hammock, but it's pretty early. I think I got up here at like 1:30, so by the time I did all that, it's 2:30 now, but I'm gonna keep going. I think the next little spot to camp is about 2 miles, but it's mostly downhill, so I should be fine to set up camp at that point. Would have been a really pretty spot. I'll post pictures of the view from that spot, but again, bugs are not fun. I did not expect bugs this early in the season, so I did not bring my bug spray. So, note to self, it is warm enough for bugs. Oh, but it was beautiful, even though it was cloudy. We'll see what it's like at our next big viewpoint. Maybe it'll be even better. Alright, well, I made it to Wayah picnic area, which was about 6 miles actual and about 7 miles, including me going up and down Siler Bald, and other little side trails and things like that. So it was a good day. I'm not really loving where I'm camping here. It's right next to a road. All the comments on gut hooks do say that it gets quiet after dark, that I guess it's not a well used road except for daytime. So I don't know why that would be the case, but I don't usually like camping near a road, but it was all I had right now. There was another 1.5 miles to the next possible campsite, and a lot of the comments on gut hooks said they couldn't find it, and then it was going to be even further if that one wasn't a real one, and I was getting tired, so I went ahead and set up, and I'll show you where I'm set up later. This does have picnic tables, so that is definitely a plus. So I'm making my dinner. I've got chicken Alfredo cooking in a bag here, and I'm just kind of resting, prepping, doing camp tours and things like that. But it's a good day. Wasn't too hard. Took it slow. I stopped and ate lunch at one point just on a log and met a thru hiker named Quilts, and she and I were kind of having the same pace. We were leapfrogging each other a little bit, so we stopped and ate lunch together. She is going further than I am tonight, though, because she was meeting her husband, who's going to take her into town for the weekend, I guess. So, but that was kind of cool. Hopefully she makes it all the way. If she ever finds my channel, good luck, Quilts. It was nice meeting you. Alright, there's my setup. I am near the first picnic table. I attempted to set up in that grove of trees, but the rhododendrons were too weak, and all the other trees are too far apart. So what I have going on is technically a little bit close together, but I'm making it work. Alright, good morning. I had a good night at that campsite, actually. It stayed quiet. I slept pretty well. Somebody showed up at the parking lot nearby like 11:30 or something, but I think they ended up sleeping in their car and hiked this morning because I saw them this morning. But it was a good night, and now it is like 8:45 and I just left camp. A little later start than I wanted, but when I woke up at 6, Went back to bed, started drizzling. I went back to sleep hard, like I didn't wake up till 7:15 or so, and startled myself awake. Alright, so I'm gonna see how far I get today. Let the climb begin, heading up to Wayah Tower. Well, you don't know what you don't know. So this little spot here would have been good for me last night. It was 0.6 north of where I was. Oh well, would have been a pretty sunrise view right here if the clouds weren't so full. Gonna keep going. Alright, I just got water at Wine Spring Camp, which was a really cute little campsite. Adorable water source. So I've had a really slow morning, but it's nice right now. Got some level and then some down before the final climb to Wayah. But there's a gun range nearby, so I've been hearing a lot of shooting too. And it did just start raining. I thought that my husband is tracking where I am and giving me updates, and he was spot on. He said I should start getting rain at 11:30, and it was literally 11:30 when it started raining on me. Although technically I had some rain earlier, but just drizzles. So, you see the path going along. I've been really slow this morning. I had to stop a couple of times to eat second breakfast, 11sies, and I also had to do something about my foot. So I figured out what it was that I forgot to pack. I actually forgot a couple of things, but one in particular was my little toe separator or lamb's wool to separate my toes. So I'm getting that stupid little pinky blister again. So I had to compromise and get creative. Managed to cut a piece of cloth that I use, like a sweat rag that's not cotton. It's a cooling cloth. Cut a piece of that and wrapped it around my toe. Because Band-Aids just don't work. They seem to make it worse. So feels a little better. Had some cushion and it's being separated out from the other toe. But alright, I'm gonna try to make up some time here while I have the downhill and an easy grade. Off my fan. Oh, pretty. So I have almost to the fire tower. I'll head over there in a second, but there was a trash can right here, so I dropped my pack. Wow. So gorgeous. Just sit here and listen to the birds. Look at the view. Alright, I made it. So cool. Let's head on up. There's people I might not video. Up the stairs I go. I have my pack on because I want to eat lunch up here, but whew. See the rain right over there. Well, it's raining. It's not raining too hard right now, but it was raining. Someone at the tower actually helped me get this poncho on, but I think it's on wrong because I can barely move my arms. I feel like the little kid in A Christmas Story. Instead of I can't get my arms down, I can't get my arms up. But Anyway, just moving along. Look at the view through the trees. Coming into Tellico Gap. There's a campsite here. It is pretty. It would be a nice view in the morning. But I wish I knew who named all these places. Another decision point. So I've been walking along this prescribed burn area, and I am really hopeful that the campsite I'm headed to is not in an area like this. It would be kind of hard to trust a tree to hang from. All right, Lord, prepare my place for me. Alright, well, the little campsite just past the stream that I was hoping to camp at does not have any amicable trees in here. There was some across the trail over there, but Helene, I'm assuming, took out a big giant tree right in the middle of it. So, pushing on. I have no idea where I'm camping now. Alright, well, I made it to Burning Town Gap Road, and right before the road there is a small little campsite. It did fit my hammock. Well, it fits my tarp, so I know it'll fit my hammock. It started raining as soon as I got here, so I have the tarp set up, and I'm just sitting under here for right now, letting my feet rest. But that was a long day. I'm glad I found a place. I'm just, praying that none of the dead trees in the area decide to come my way. Alright. 1, 2, 3. This one has one too, but it's got a bandage on it. And then my normal pinky blister. And lots of hot spots all along my foot. Those should probably calm down for tomorrow and the next day. We'll see. Whew. Sorry for my grody feet pictures, but that's hiking, y'all. Alright, it's time for dinner. I made it to my campsite just in time. I just noticed my extra tie out on my tarp looks like a smiley face. Alright, well, the sun is out now, but I think I'm making a decision to cut this trip a little bit short and call for a shuttle to pick me up at Tellico Gap tomorrow. It's about 5-6 miles from here. I think it's close to 5. I did about 9 miles today, and like I said, my feet are killing me. And oh my gosh, look at these bug bites. They like to go under my hat and bite me right there. But anyway, I'm just looking at the elevation loss and gain and how much I struggled to do the 9 miles today. I think doing 9 miles again tomorrow. in order to have a short day on Monday is probably pushing it, especially with my knee. I don't know if I mentioned yet in one of the other videos, my knee has been acting up honestly since mid-March. And it's ridiculous how I kind of injured it, but it's actually not my knee, it's my quadricep. I get tendonitis in my quad, so but it makes my knee lock out and it hurts. So I injured it babysitting one of my grandchildren. I don't even think they know this, but when I was like putting her to sleep and laying her down in the travel crib, she's a big girl. She's 1 year old. I think she's like 25 pounds or something. So I was like holding her really close and then just bending over to slowly drop her into the bed when she was asleep. And when I did that, I locked my knee out in like, I had really bad pain behind my knee the next day. But then ever since then, I've had pain above my knee to the right at the bottom of the quad. So I don't know what's going on with it, but there's a lot of downhill coming up. There's some uphill too, but the downhill is what really hurts it. So I'm texting Sunsets, my shuttle driver, to see if he can pick me up. I'm all packed up. My campsite was perfect last night. It rained all night long, but I slept like a dream. The sound of the rain on the tarp was the perfect white noise and lullaby for me. So, but I had a brief little half an hour break in the rain to get my campsite taken down, and now I am heading the trail. I'm gonna go to Tellico Gap. It's about 5 miles. It should be raining pretty much all day, so I am tarped, or not tarped, but ponchoed up, and I'll have my umbrella too once it starts raining again. So, alright. Feet, don't fail me now. Well, I made it to Cooper Ridge Lookout. What a beautiful view. It's down to just a drizzle right now. I'm sure it'll start pouring again soon. This downhill section of the trail is a little bit like a river. So just being careful not to slip. Could be called a slip and slide. Alright. Splish splash. Definitely decided, instead of embracing the suck, as they say, I'm going to embrace my inner child and just go with it. Because actually, there's no avoiding it. My feet are going to be wet. But actually, I'm noticing this cold water feels good on my toes and my feet. Of course, staying wet for hours and hours probably won't be good for them, but right now feels great. So I'm splashing and plodding along, and it's fun. I love the fog. Alright, a little bit of a view. Peeked out. I am about 0.2 from Tellico Gap. I've been coming down. See how steep that is? You can actually see how steep it is. Coming down for a while. My knees are definitely feeling it. So part of me is regretting making the call to get off early, because I do feel like maybe I could have done it. Kind of broke my own rule of don't make a call to quit at the end of a day. Always make that decision either in the morning or the middle of the day. But that being said, this down is kicking my knees pretty good. So it's, again, point two to where I'm going to get picked up. My shuttle driver did text me and asked if he could come early, and I said yes. I'm actually way ahead of schedule, so I will be home sooner than I thought. I'll be happy to see my husband and my dogs and have a nice day of rest tomorrow before I go back to work on Tuesday. But just in case I don't take any more videos down trail, it's been fun, and I will be back to finish. Alright, so this is a little video of the dry out after I'm back home from a rainy hike. A pack explosion on my porch. All this stayed out overnight, so it's been drying. So that's a little bit of life. My husband says it looks like a homeless person lives on the porch now.